That was good. That was a good stalk. I was surprised that it worked out the way it did. He treated himself like that, and man, it made it pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I just turned the camera off when we spotted the bear, and he just took off running. And I saw right away as he was running that he was fat and lazy.
Yeah.
Because he's going all his might. He's really not moving that fast.
Yeah.
And after about 50 feet, he was like, whoa. You could see him sucking wind.
Yeah, he ran straight for that tree.
Climbed up the tree.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What was interesting is he had one testicle.
Yeah, one testicle.
At first, I was like, I don't see nuts. Because, you want to check, see if it's a boar or a sow, and it just looked like a boar.
It did.
And then I flipped it over, and normally they hang out, they're in a little sack, just dangling.
Yeah.
There was nothing dangling.
I know.
There's just like a little lump there. Like they never dropped into a, just sitting there. I was like, wait a minute. And then I could see the male organ. And then I'm like, okay. But then I could only find the one testy. It's a strange bear.
It is, yeah. It's kind of strange, the anomalies you probably find out here.
But he's old too. A bunch of his teeth. Nothing like that first bear. His teeth are gone. But this guy's teeth are all worn down. Every canine was chipped off the end.
Yeah. And his face, too. Did you see how it was like rubbed kind of in certain spots on his face? Like he'd been rubbing his fur.
Well.
And the sun's popping out now.
Yeah, it's time to find a bear. I grabbed the meat this morning. Stashed it down in the river there. Got it all wrapped up tight in the garbage bag, duct taped the top. I half submerged it, put some rocks on it. It's cool. It's nice and cold. The meat was cold. I had it out on these rocks, Sketchy. How'd that feel? That was safe. Yeah.
I'll keep that.
It's a treasure.
It is a treasure, mountain treasure.
We started out on that mountain over there this morning, where those trees are in that saddle on that ridge top. Now we're on the opposite mountain, climbing to the top. We have a long way to go still, because we want to see what's on the other side. We've glassed this entire drainage for a day and a half and haven't seen a boar, just sows and cubs, and except for the boar I shot. So we're headed up here, and we're gonna connect with that ridge right there and go over.
Yeah, right there. It smells like elk up here. Well,
it's 2 o'clock. We've been hiking since 9:30. No bears. I'd like to think we're getting close to crossing over this ridge and seeing the other basin. But it is nil of bears.
oh, my goodness. Well, little update. We're just sitting here making up some bone broth on the mountain. We sweated our arses off coming in to try to get into this new basin to look at. It's a little disappointing when we got here, but started glassing higher up towards the snow line, and I just picked up a cinnamon. Haven't even thrown the spotter on to see how big he is yet, but he's way up there. He's higher than we are, and we're up here looking down expecting to see him below us, but that's our first cinnamon, and he's way high. So we're gonna get the spotter out and check him out.
Ryan, that bear's on the moon. Seriously, that bear it's up right at the snow line on this ridge here. Let's kill him, dude. Let's put the spotter on him and make sure it's not a sow with cubs.
having a hard time reading this one. He's rooting around. I'm just gonna say he's a solid medium. I'm not getting the impression he's a giant. Just doesn't have that swagger, but he's not small. But he's just got a beautiful coat on him. Sometimes they're easy to read on how big they are, and sometimes they're just not. This one's giving me fits. He doesn't have that giant feel to him, but
he's got some color.
Just got a really pretty coat. Yeah, his ears don't look too pointed. It doesn't look bad, but just gonna watch him for a while. There's really nowhere he can go unless he leaves the country that we won't be able to kind of keep tabs on him. So keep watching him and see if we can get a better read on what he is. He's a long ways off, but he's just shining in that sunlight up there. So he's rooting around, just facefuls of grass, and hopefully he keeps walking down that ridge. A long way down. But not sure we're gonna make a play on him yet. But
well, we've been watching that bear. He's got a little jumpy. Jumped around, ran around a little bit, went up into these rocks, stood there looking over his back trail for a while, and then he seemed to calm down. But he hit that ridge and then he went over the other side, and we lost view of him. So we are gonna head down to this bottom, dump all our stuff, and hot foot up the mountain and hopefully relocate him. It's 5 o'clock. Now or never.
so we had him bedded down in some snow. He got up, something spooked him. We were looking for another big bear, but never saw one. He got up, came over onto the ridge. He kind of disappeared under some rocks. So we can't pick him up yet, but we're cutting across this basin to try to get eyes on him. We don't know if he's got a den close by he dipped into or whatever, but for some reason we can't see him right now, and there's no way he could have gotten away from us. So we're just gonna keep eyes on him.
Well, things have just changed up a little bit. Spotted a black bear cruising across this basin here. Wind is at our back though. How big does he look?
Looks pretty good. I'm gonna put the spotter on him, but jet black. Not as pretty as the other one, but he might be bigger.
He was a really tough spot, guys. Like the black dot in the middle of nothing.
Hard to spot.
Yeah, it was hard to spot, but I managed it.
Somehow. I mean, expert spotter.
Yeah.
He's a good bear.
Take him, Ryan.
Dang it, he's black. I like that cinnamon look, but you know what? Cinnamon disappeared on us for a bit. He's probably just sleeping, but this guy is
He's got a black muzzle.
in the wide open, and he looks pretty big. And he's got a pretty good pumpkin head on him. See, this bear's got swagger. Let's go.
We dropped all our heavy gear at the bottom. Now we're moving in on this bear. Hoping he doesn't wind us. Bear's been out of sight for about 5 minutes. We're hoping to get to this ridge up here. Get eyes back on him.
Yeah, that wind's going up, pretty steady up, so we got a nice ridge. He was feeding this way. Looks like he started to go back that way, but we just got to make sure that we get above him or side of him, because that wind's not going to go down. How hot it is, but it could go sideways or straight up this basin, so we got to be real careful. But he's a big bear, so we got to grind. I'm going to go for this rock. Got to get eyes up there. I don't want to there's a nose that comes off this. I don't want to lose sight of him, so I think we'll probably be able to see him from up here. About 75 yards. Hopefully he's there. disappeared on this hillside. We think he's just in one of these cuts, or he's behind a rock or something getting some shade, but we're gonna drop back down, go to the opposing hillside and look back into it, because we've been here 30 minutes and we just haven't picked him up, so he might be bedded. But that's our only play right now. Get on the other side, look back.
Alright, we're going up the other side. That bear just disappeared on us. Yeah, he may have just plopped down in the hot sun under some shade, or he may have winded us and took off. We knew the wind was bad where we were at. We're a long way off. We still have our cinnamon right here on this peak. We just spotted him. We know where he's at too. Right in between two bears. A big black one and a gorgeous cinnamon.
Yeah, we're gonna grind up this hill. It's gonna be smoking hot.
Wow. That's cool.
Dale. It's all crazy. Another one. It's the match. Side, and we haven't seen him yet, but I don't know, we're about 200 yards where we can look back on that hillside where we last saw him, so fingers crossed he's tucked in a fold somewhere, bedded up by a tree.
Almost here.
I don't see him. He made it into the bottom and he's just breaking brush like crazy. He's coming our direction, so
bears. I heard them splashing in the water and wallowing there.
I couldn't have went any better. And he came right to us after all that.
This was the vantage point right here.
Absolutely. I'll take that. Less than 100 yards. I wasn't about to let him turn sideways. You feel that wind?
Yeah.
I figured I'd better take him straight on.
He could bust out. He's
Yeah. What a basin, huh? Look at this place. This looks like a meal deer mecca in there. It's just...
Those sheds.
Yeah, some giant sheds.
So when we left, I checked the watch and it was 5:30. What time do you think it is now?
7?
6:25.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Man, we're good. We're tagged out.
Yeah, we are.
We got it done. 4 tags. What a grind, man. Where we started today,
I know.
so far from here. I mean, I just took a swim, which is what I'm going to do when I get down there. So
Yeah, you see them all covered in mud.
yeah. I think that's his wallow right there. Tell you what, those cliches of never give up, never quit to the very, very end, they're just true.
Well, it's all that hike and
We
hike
could-
and hike.
We could have just stayed on that ridge, or we'd already seen for a day and a half and
Go home empty.
gone home with 3 bears, but
You're looking homeless, man.
more than usual.
You're smelling homeless
I
too.
smell like a filthy dead animal.
Nice.
Nice bear.
Yeah, he tumbled.
Yeah, I did. 3 jet blacks on this trip. It's not bad.
Let that cinnamon live a little longer.
Yeah, let them grow a little bit. Oh, man.
Here he is. There's that bear wallow back here. We're gonna step in here and see what it looks like. He's all splashing back here. You see it?
He came down right there. See that? There's another wallow up here. Because he was wet, and you can see his wet. He went in. And then he came over here where we lost him.
There's a couple wallows in here.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was wet when he was coming through here. But,
I can hear him just splash, splash, splash.
yeah. Great spot.
Yeah, I was thinking how hot it was to be on that hillside right there in the middle of the day and no cover too, but then I was like, he's got to be in this basin. Like this little hole is cool and wet.
It's just nice. It's like this elevation is just getting the green to it. It's still pretty short, but it's pretty, I'm not going to say chartreuse, but it's lush. It's green. It's bright.
It wants to be chartreuse. Cool, man.
Great spot. Love this valley. So we kind of covered the gamut with these bears. We got one, unfortunately he rolled off a over 200-foot cliff. We got one out of a tree. We got one slob while he was sleeping, taking a nap, and then this one right after he wallowed. It's pretty cool. White patch.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little white patch. Man, that is a solid. Worn down, busted. There's a noggin on this guy.
He's got a good noggin, huh?
Oh yeah. Look at the triangle on those ears to his front. Just
That's a big bear, dude.
a big old nugget.
He's wet, so you can't.
He's one of those fat heads, you know, Thunder.
Yeah.
Thunder last year was one of those long, kind of a long-faced bears. This one is just fat. So fat. It's got them such cool eyes when that black kind of comes down over him
Yeah.
and covers this part of the muzzle.
Yeah,
He's got that look, right?
yeah.
That's cool. What a bear.
See those teeth?
What a bear.
It's interesting to see how worn down they are.
Yeah.
He's got some melons busted off, huh?
Yeah.
They're all busted off.
They're all worn and I love them just round pumpkin heads. This thing's got a linebacker neck on him too.
And then I'm like, yeah, I'm drinking White Claw. That's like a girl drink. Yeah, I was all red.
Dude, those hands aren't really made for eating right now.
They're not?
Let me see that hand. That's just gonna give you some healthy germs, right?
You guys kill me with that.
With bloody hands and eating. Yeah. Outside dirt,
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me. Blood. Now city dirt.
My hands are pretty dirty.
City dirt is
This photo guy he's got his, everything's all meticulously
white
clean.
glove, my
Gets his gloves on when we touch
My white gloves.
dirt.
Well, I gotta put contacts in too, so it's not like
Oh.
I want like a bloody.
That's why.
I don't want a
can't-
bloody bear.
Can't have a
hand
bloody, dirty
and stick
bear
it
hand.
in my eye.
Oh.
I don't want to get pink eye from bear.
Dude, this is the best basin ever to end on, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
2 boars in this basin,
And it has sheds in here.
It's got shells.
it's a minor miracle since we haven't
You know
really
what the
seen
thing
it.
that's bothering me though is that they're all white. Like, why isn't there any freshies in here? Nobody's coming in here.
No, nobody's coming in.
Those have been sitting up there in that tree for how long?
Wolves.
Wolves are eating them. We figured that out.
Wolves are eating them.
Like the dog shoes.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if they were brown, I'd really be stoked. Those would be.
Has he got 2 testicles, Ryan?
This one's got 2.
Nice.
Like yours.
Mine was special. It's nice that we've got it done though, because I've got about a half a day's worth of food, and we're at least a full day of hiking back to base camp. I just ate something glorious. What is it, honey stinger waffle?
Honey stinger waffle, yeah.
Is it a waffle? Is that what they call it?
That's what they call it.
Oh, a honey stinger waffle. James hooked me up with a honey stinger waffle. And the only thing I regret is that I ate it so quickly. I'm kind of wishing I had just nibbled on a little piece and then chewed on it and then nibbled on another piece, nibbled on another piece. I cut the food rations real tight this trip.
You should have told me, man. I think I bring too much. And it's like that Dumb and Dumber thing with extra gloves. No, you're starving? Oh, I've been eating extra food every day.
He was telling me about that Dumb and Dumber where he's got 2 pairs of gloves on.
Yeah, and the guy's like, oh man, my hands, I can't feel my hands anymore. I'm freezing. And he goes, oh, mine are getting kind of sweaty. I got 2 pairs. Here, you can have a pair. That's actually happened to me before. And I'm the one with the 2 pairs. So.
Well, I feel guilty bumming food off of someone in the wilderness here. But I did a little fasting. I've been scrimping because I didn't know if we were going to be here another. We're dedicated to get it done.
Yeah.
So we pretty much start eating bear meat.
We're gonna hunt until James was too blind to hunt because he didn't have any contacts.
It's coming up pretty quick, really. It's a couple more days.
A couple more days. Yeah. I got 1 day, a half day, almost a full day's worth of food, and I was committed to try to stretch out 3 days of hunting.
Yeah, I was more concerned about the river crossing blind, because even when I have my contacts, I seem to hit the rocks. So I was like, I really am going to be in the wind, like just navigating by feel.
It's not an awkward looking load at all. Oh my gosh, an elk is coming through the woods.
Shed. Look at these sheds I have.
With a full pack of meat. That was great. Wish I had been down there while you climbed under that log.
I could use a meal.
I'm hungry. What are you guys having tonight?
I think I'm gonna go with some chocolate chili.
I'm gonna have that chicken mole and top ramen.
That pack out. How'd it treat you?
Wasn't bad. Extra heavy though. It's crazy. Dude, my one, I bet you, it's so much bigger. Morning. Slept good last night.
It's comfy in there.
Yeah, it's a little messy.
How's she looking?
Meat is cold. I'm gonna whittle on it this morning, kind of clean it up and get some of the fat off. There's just so much fat. There's pounds of fat on there that don't need to haul back. So, okay. Look at this place we're in, man. This is about our best campsite yet.
It's storybook.
I'll bet we could probably glass up Cinnamon right now.
I was gonna ask if you've spotted him yet today.
I'll bet we do.
That Cinnamon bear is what? Up on that ridge right there. There's got to be a den there.
Yeah. It's like he would look up the mountain and we just thought there was another bear coming down, and he'd freak out and he'd just run up and over the ridge and just disappear into this hole. And we got a vantage where we could look back and there's something we can't see, and it's just got to be a hole under a rock or something. But pretty cool. I think he's got a nice little patch of grass he just goes to. It's probably just came out. So
We got a hell of a pack out ahead of us, boys.
Putting in some contacts.
Last pair?
No, I have one more pair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Enough to do all the packing.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Look at those wild sheds, dude.
This one's just got so much flair and uniqueness to it.
That is just too cool.
We're trying to shave all the meat off of this bear skull so it's not so much weight. It's kind of filthy right now, but I'm gonna make this thing clean. So we got some time here this morning. Get all the junk off, all the little extra pieces of meat that we don't really need to pack out. Make them look good. There's a lot of just stuff. You know, you got to get the tongue, get the cheeks, big chunks of meat off the back of this deal. There's a lot of weight there, so clean it up. Yeah, so apparently these are grass eaters. That's what we see them eating. They just don't look like grass eaters. They look like they're just carnivore every day with these teeth. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't think it. They all get smooth.
They sharpen.
Like the back side of this tooth right here. It's this tooth from just chewing that's worn it all the way down. It's crazy.
Brian's going all like manly Schwarzenegger style. He's gonna haul those bones out.
I'm sure all of them were on 10.
The hunting's over.
10's over.
The work is not. That side hill all the way down to the bottom looks gross.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little icky. All right, so what we're gonna do here is cook up a little bear meat, jet boil style. So I got a bunch of, I think this is Brian's bear fat. We got 2 bears out of this trip that just had a ton of fat on them. So I diced these up in just a little cubes. I'm gonna run this jet boil at low. And the thing I like about this mini mow is it sets really low at a low heat, just a light orange flame, so it doesn't just scorch it. So you just turn it way down, just render this fat down a little bit, and once you do, you just kind of pull these little crispy fat chunks out and drop in the bear meat. You can kind of see I just diced up a bunch of little pieces. I'll probably end up with about 1 inch of rendered down fat out of just this little bit that I put in here. I'll just drop them in and deep fry those little pieces of bear meat, and we're gonna have this as kind of our last meal before hitting our last little leg and hitting the trailhead. But this is gonna be definitely the best meal of the trip. We ate some just over a fire, but it's just not the same when you get a like soak it in this bear fat. And you can see in here, I've already got probably a good 1/4 inch of rendered stuff down. It's gonna take a few minutes to get all the fat out of those little fat chunks. We'll let that simmer a little bit. So we're getting close. I mean, they're getting pretty kind of rendered down pretty well. They're just little crispies now. We could probably pull them out and just get this meat in here, but
I love those little crispies.
you want to eat them?
Oh yeah.
We can just crisp them up then, and
I love eating
we'll
those.
eat
They're
those
like
too.
Popcorn something, I don't know.
Yeah, they got a good flavor. That look good. Bear nuggets. This is gonna be the best meal right here. Best meal of the trip for sure. Plus I got these little Tony, I don't know, I say sashery, probably totally wrong, but these little single packets are awesome. Put a little bit of that on your bear meat. It's good.
Oh, that looks good.
Doesn't it? Dude, this is gonna be delicious. It's just the best way to eat bear meat, especially up here. Plus you get to cook the snot out of it and not have to worry about the tricky trichinosis.
Oh yeah.
Tony's on it.
Oh, that's good.
Not good? Man, it's my favorite. There's cooking it over the fire, and then there's doing it like this, and this is just so much better. I know a lot of guys like venison and elk, and so do I, but there's nothing like bear meat. It just isn't. It's just the flavor it's got. And there's the best way to cook it. It does not get any better than that. But that Tony's on there does make it better.
Dude, that's so good. Wow.
The best.
Look at that. It tastes so good.
I don't think meat can get any better.
No,
How does it compare to deer to you?
it's better than deer. My whole family likes it better than deer.
I know it's funny. Like you still run across guys that think bear is gross, or they've heard it's gross and nasty, and I scratch my head every time I hear it. I just can't figure it out. And it seems like everybody you feed this to loves it. My wife, my kids, you know, they probably would have thought it was nasty as well until they tried it. They eat it all the time now, and it's the first thing to go out of our freezer every year. And it's just because it's got the best flavor. Best flavor for making burgers, making chili, just making nuggets. All around, it's just the best flavored meat.
Hey folks, I hope you guys enjoyed that gritty film. This YouTube channel is exclusively hunt films. There's no other content published here. So if you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a gritty film production. And if you want to see more behind the scenes gear discussions and other podcast content, check out our other YouTube channel, Gritty Gear and Podcast. And for gritty discounts, events, and merch, check out our website at briancall.com.